model bitches. Animal fucking model bitches.
If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat.
gunshots will make you levitate.
Try harder. Sound strategy. Nice mustache. I will tear you apart! Son of a... That escalated quickly.
Gunshots will make you do that. Little mama, how you do that? everything gets cherry. Everything gets cherry.
But you try something and I'll rip your face off.
Hey, I gotta bounce back. Everybody's throwing on a loud pack. Painting saying that she wants me, but who am I to say I should allow that? Anyway, this one's mad. Hands in the air when you bust that skank. If you're single, I'm ready to mingle. Step up in the dance and bust that skank like skank and flex. Skank and flex. Skank and flex. Bust that skank like skank and flex. Skank and flex. Skank and flex. Bust that skank like. Bust that skank like. Bust that skank like. Bust that skank like. Bust that skank
Be locked, then boogie to the one jam.
Step up in the dance and bust that skank like. Bill up, then boogie to the one jam. Step up in the dance and bust that skank like. Skank with the one hand, bill up, then boogie to the one jam. New ting telling me she want man, drunk text my ex, I'm feeling like a dumb man. Put one under my tongue, then I nearly lost myself, I ended up in one land. Like OMG, baby shit then. Didn't think I was seeing from a distance. Hey, I gotta bounce back. Everybody's throwing on the loud pack. Painting saying that she wants me, but who am I to say I should allow that? Anyway, this one's mad. Hands in the air when you bust that skank. If you're single, I'm ready to mingle.
Bend your head down, push your back out. Push your back out. Out. Push your back out. Bend your head down, push your back out. Bend your head down, push your back out.
Everybody wants your body, so let's jack. I want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's jack. I want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's jack. Let's jack. I want your body, everybody wants your body, so let's jack. Come on, let's
1. And we are live. That's a good start. Sounds like a fairly good energy start. Metanoia vs Evolution, Evo Esports in this Premier Division VS Gaming Leg 2. These are still the group stages. Both these teams are competing amongst the 10 top teams in the country right now. And Evo Esports currently fourth on the log, and Metanoia on 9th. And joining me to analyze this game and give me some good heads up on things we didn't know with all that wizarding knowledge he has is none other than 2.0.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, Cappy. I'm pretty excited to be here as per usual. Nothing like some Dota in the evening, especially during lockdown. I can't actually picture a better place to be right now.
Yeah,
and
your seat probably, if we had a bit more beers around, I'm sure everyone would appreciate that.
Yeah, you're right, actually. I retract my previous statement. Where I'm sitting right now would actually be better, infinitely.
So, what do we know about these two teams, this matchup?
Okay, so Cappy, Evo Esports has been I wouldn't say facelifted, but changed from previous seasons. We see some new names coming into the Masters Division. A few names that we've seen in, it's the Premier Division. A few names that we've seen in First Div, etc. And then Metanoia-Devotion have just been promoted to Premier Division. A new team for us at least. Some pretty exciting.
Hello,
guys before in their place. Yo, hello.
Yeah, good. It cuts out a bit every now and then.
Sorry about that. Let me just restart my Discord quickly. I'll be right.
That is the Gambino Axe, none other than. So Evo Esports, their captain used to be what's it, man? I know his real name. Cyprus used to be the captain of Evo Esports, and he's quite an experienced player. He'd always been playing up there with the top guys in the top competitions, and now this is a whole new team. Jace, Gambino, Toxic, Worm, and Soup. Metanoia, I know Mexican. I think I've played with him. Definitely have played with him. And Unrest too. Nature's Prophet definitely getting a big buff in this current patch. I think they changed it does more damage now.
What's that, Cappy?
Nature's Prophet. Shadow Demon. It's just another save. It's quite nice picking into Axe because you can potentially stop someone who's been caught up in the Berserker's Call or about to get karate chopped or dunked. Get a disruption out of them. Keep them alive.
10 seconds remain.
I wonder if that Nature's quite a flex pick. It can probably be played from positions 1 through to 5. It's a good way to open your draft. Just keep the enemy guessing a bit. Drafting such an important part of the Dota 2 game, especially at high competitive level such as this one. Premier Division is nothing to be sniffed at. I do hope Telcom will still give us the DGC or the Masters. I know Comic-Con has been cancelled due to the COVID-19 crisis, but it would be nice if we could still get that tournament happening. If all the players could just play from home, it'd be pretty cool. I'm worried if we see some techies picks, because now that Virtus Pro are doing it again, everyone else wants to be doing it again.
10 seconds remaining.
Really meta stuff. Mars still slips through. He did get nerfed very slightly, I feel. Like, he's still a strong enough hero to be considered competitively. He used to be first phase banned most of the time, and it's interesting to see that that's been slipped through in light of these recent changes. But Void Spirit's still out. I just ban that in my pub games, every game, because no one wants to play against that. It's not fun. Yeah, he's like that kid who's just way too good at everything. You know, he was like head boy or head girl, and they were also like really good at academics and like played first team sports and even you know acted and did drama and stuff. Just one of those people. That's what Void Spirit is. No one wants to play with him. No one likes to play with him. Really good at what he does. Just doesn't have many friends. Oh, you heard that part?
Oh, that's world class, Cappy.
Yeah,
Love
you know,
that analogy.
you must know a guy. There were definitely people
10 seconds
in your high school when you were still a young man, still studying.
5
Studying to be
seconds
the
remaining.
Oh, Cappy, it's so many years ago, I can't even remember. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there was definitely that guy. It's always that. Okay, anyways, on to more serious things. Looking at this drop, down bands coming up from both sides. That being said, Evo Esports picking up the Grimstroke, Lich, and Axe. Grimstroke and Lich being, I think, at the forefront with regards to position supports at the moment.
I'm going to restart. Let me
For
try
so
to
much
restart
of
my
Phantom's
Discord. I don't know if that's
understandable
the
Phantom's
problem.
Embrace, as well as the Soulbind, which hello?
There we go. Let's hope that helps.
Okay. Alrighty, and then on the side of Metanoia-Devotion, we've got a Nature's Prophet, Shadow Demon, and Clockwork. I kind of like the Shadow Demon pick. I feel like it's pretty strong right now, and also offers the save versus the axe, so they really have an answer to that. With regards to Nature's Prophet, yes, it has been buffed with regards to damage from his ultimate. And not the ultimate doing damage, but buffing his own physical damage. It is quite a nice position for that we've seen run a few times in this division. And then the Clockwork pickup as well. Here, the Clockwork could be a 3 or 4. Nature's Prophet is 3 or 4. Juggernaut pickup from the side. Juggernaut traditionally versus the Clockwork, having that Blade Fury, which allows him to escape the battery assault, and obviously not to take any damage from it. Yeah, I actually kind of like the Juggernaut pick here, although there is still the save from the Shadow Demons. So I think Evo Esports have picked it up here simply as a strong laning core. Cappy, can you hear me?
It's still cutting out quite badly. Like it sounds metallic. So I know Discord's been having issues. I know at the Pushka League they were trying to get Sunsfan into his game to cast with Synderen, and he had issues with the app as well. It took quite a while to actually have so Synderen, as I will do now. I just treat you to a solo cast. Just those Wednesday evening solo casts. What a joy!
Yeah. Well, I'll try a little bit longer. I've just switched off my antivirus, so hopefully that'll help a lot. I've just shut down some processes as well.
Yeah,
Doing
that
some
sounds
tech things,
way better
guys.
already. There you go. I can actually hear you clearly.
Okay, cool.
I hope.
Alright.
Let's see how long this lasts.
Okay. If it doesn't last, I'm fresh out of ideas, people. Alrighty. I believe that we're going to start seeing the core picks here from Metanoia. Oh, Weaver pickup. Oh, Cappy, I don't know how I feel about this pick.
Well, bad or good?
I
In a
think-
good way or a bad way?
Yeah, I don't think that it's particularly strong here. I think that it lanes reasonably well versus an axe. The only issue is once the axe has a blink blade mail, which, I mean, to be fair, might only come online quite a bit. He was dead as soon as he's caught.
10 seconds
So,
remaining.
not a huge fan. It is a nice tempo hero and more of a late game carry these days. Currently out tempoing Evo Esports, not terrible.
It's still
my
cutting
theory
out.
is. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
Yeah.
I did restart my Discord as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't think that'll make a difference, but I'll see what I can
5
do here.
seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
What does Jace change his name? I love it when I die something.
Low when I die slow.
Fifth pick for Metanoia. They ban out Broodmother. You know, they don't want that last pick that cheesy last pick that I feel Evo Esports might do. And Evo Esports take out the Visage as their final ban. Perhaps there's a Brood and a Visage player on each team, or they just don't want to be cheesed. Probably just don't want to be cheesed. See, Mars, 5th pick up for Devotion. He still comes through. He's still good. Excuse me. We're really keen for when they start releasing sets for Mars. I think they can do so much. I was chatting with someone about it last night. I think it was Joe, bro. But we're just saying, yeah, like Mars, oh, he can do so much. Get to work, modders. Steam modders. You got lots of time now. Make cool Dota sets and then make lots of money with Valve's reasonable prices they charge for treasures. OD. Oh no, it's OD. Evo Esports. The 5th pick. Soup on the OD. I think that's definitely the play. It's nice save themselves. Also, it's potentially another 4-star on the team to get away from Clockwork, get away from Nature's Prophet. And it deals with Mars quite fine, and it definitely deals with Weaver. Draft-wise, I know 2.0 is not here, but I'm definitely going to go with Evo. And we see how they play. That's what it comes down to. Evo Esports and Metanoia-Devotion in this game 1 of this Prem Division Leg 2 group stages game. Now, heads up, we will be casting Sinister 5 and XD on Saturday, the 9th of May. The game kicks off at 9 o'clock, 2100, so 9 o'clock in the evening. Should be a banger. Those are the 2 top seed teams currently in the VS Prem Division Dota 2 gaming log. Get them see to go head to head. The boys living in Bulgaria and the boys living in Benoni.
Prepare for battle.
This is Jace. I'm going to get the names right, just for me. Jace, Worm, Soup Mid, Gambino, and Toxic, who, thank goodness, keep their names what they want to be called. And Unrest, Swakwookie, Skystorm. Okay, just calling the names so I remember them. Voxy and Mexican. I have not cast neither of these 2 teams before, so it helps to just refresh my brain a bit and get to say the players' names once or twice. I do tongue twisters too, guys. Got some faves. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And 5 fat fries frying 5 flat fish. A proper cup of coffee in a proper copper coffee pot. That one's my fave, because that one's a tough one. If you can get that down, mad respect. Swakwookie and Worm exchanging fire. Skystorm. It's difficult to go on Jace because he's got the Blade Fury, and that's just spell immunity. He can just spin away from any of this. Swakwookie, got to be quite careful. Gets the second tree and Sprout. Disruption being used onto Jace. They will bring down Worm. Lich is out of the fight. Evo Esports giving away first blood to Devotion. Very sure Swakwookie, who does pick up the XP and the gold for that kill, be more than happy to take it. Meanwhile, bottom, Soup, the help of his other 2 teammates, they find the Clockwork. It's tiny. I mean, I know the changes to XP, like, this is not a ganking patch anymore. This is a sit in lane and play the lane and farm up and get your cores quite big and then run around and team fight. Because they nerfed the amount of XP and gold you get. You see there that Soup, even though he got that kill bottom, there were 2 other heroes he did share XP with, but the amount of XP he gained was negligible. Really wasn't worth it. So you won't see that many rotations anymore unless it's something mid that really needs to be shut down early and controlled in the laning stage. Otherwise, standard stuff. Gambino, he's running forward. Toxic going to put the Inkswell on him. Mexican now with the Battery Assault, giving a little bit of some love taps to the Sax as he disengages from the lane. Mexican, though, he will not give him the chance. Going to play hide and seek with Axe in the trees. Top Jug, so it's Weaver laning into Juggernaut. which will probably be Weaver favored early on, and then later I feel like Juggernaut can definitely do okay, depending on how he plays. It's just difficult for Weaver to make moves, as we said, due to that spell immunity that Juggernaut has, which derives from his first ability. Jace, it's about 50% HP. Do have the Frost Armor from Worm, so Juggernaut doesn't even need to break a sweat. Probably just go back under his tower and get the salve off Mexican. Wow. Aggressive move, some would say almost an immigrating type of movement into the opposing part of the map, opposing part of the lane. Ain't no walls gonna stop this Mexican. He gonna climb right over them. Screw, screw. So, apparently the stream's a bit laggy again. I thought I fixed this. Just a question for anyone who knows. Is it imperative that when you're streaming you have lots of free SSD space, or whatever your C drive is, your main drive? Because that might be the issue. My SSD is pretty full. It's got like 12 gigs free or something. So I don't know if that's affecting it.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
Voxy just gonna CS under the tower. And it seems to be going pretty okay for Swakwoki mid. Gets the Sprout and the Treant surround onto Soup, who will come forward with the Astral Imprisonment. Good control from the OD. Takes a little bit of harass. That damage coming from Swakwoki, really incredible. Even with just the Blightstone and a single Null Talisman, the Treants aren't giving up. They're gonna chase him behind the trees. Maybe it's also because I'm alt-tabbing too much. I have to check the stream is running fine. Mid. Soup plays very dangerously with such low HP. Comes forward with another imprisonment onto Swakwoki. Just standard slow laning maneuvers. Skystorm takes a Frost Blast. He's also managed to pull the creep aggro towards him, so they'll add a little bit more damage. His Unrest just going to pick them up and farm them in the relative safety of his lane. Doja Cat Soup. No HP. We'll have to salve. Going to even put the Null Talisman into the backpack and bring it back in, just to get the most out of that regen he shipped out to himself. Another banishment. His Sprout's getting quite annoying for Soup, I can imagine. He actually goes up the high ground. Swakwoki drops a lot of HP. There is no Arcane Orb skill yet on the OD, so he can't start stealing while increasing his mana pool. He will find it though. I think he just got the Astral. Bottom lane, Toxic with the Stroke of Fate. They find Voxy, bring down the Mars. I switched too quickly there, missed 2 quick kills. Gambino seeming to be having one hell of a time as an offlaner. 24 and 10 on that CS. Mexican will push back the axe with the cogs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Spear, Voxy finds Gambino, throw him back. Toxic will put the Inkswell onto the axe. It's enough to bring down Mexican's Clockwork. Rotation from Swakwoki, he teleports in right into the lane. They're going to tree up this Toxic Grimstroke returns, pops the stick, gets another Stroke of Fate out. We'll lose the core axe in this off lane. Evo Esports gonna tank the loss. It's not terrible. They do pick up the clockwork and the XP for the clockwork, so... Doja Cat. Soup, affirmative. Toxic, looking for a movement mid. There is a sentry, will imprison Swakwoki. The Stroke of Fate being lined up. Does a lot of burst, especially since it's the whole creep wave. Don't think Soup will dive Swakwoki here. He's actually abusing the fact the tower is aggroing the creeps to get even closer to this Nature's Prophet, but it's tough. Toxic will remove the cell, finds the Stroke of Fate. That's just nice small stuff to see. Really make that other mid laner have a painful time. Gambino forward. There's a lot of Radiant creeps for him to possibly get a nice Berserker's Call off. Mexican, he's cogged him up in the Gambino with the axe. They get the spear, pitting him against the cogs. Using his own tools against his team. Well, against the enemy. But it's fine. There's not enough burst damage. Nowhere near enough burst damage to bring down axe. He's got a Bracer. Stick with a few charges in. Top been very uneventful. Weaver racking up a lot of CS. So maybe this is just Weaver favored throughout. Could be the case. Alright, well, unfortunately 2.0 won't be able to join us. He's having some technical issues. So you'll be with me. Your good old Cappy friend, Gambino. He's stuck with Clock, and that's not his mate. Swell Stroke of Fate is a lot of burst. Mexican, he is down. And Gambino will survive. Spear from Voxy. He does get the God's Rebuke, but brings down Axe's health quite low, but the spear misses. Finds Toxic instead, and now the chase is on. Berserker's Battle Hunger thrown out by Gambino, slowing down Voxy. The Stroke of Fate will miss, so... Evo Esports will just settle for the clock kill again in that bottom lane. That's 0 for 3 on Mexican. Not too great. And now Jace, he's hit 6 for Omni Slash forward. They got the ward down. The Shikuchi won't help Unrest. However, the Omni Slash jumps to the wrong creeps, goes into the creep wave of Evo Esports. So Unrest does survive. He is just shy of his level 6, but Skystorm, yeah, eats a level 3 Blade Fury and will be brought down. Swakwoki, the cogs. Mexican's made a movement top here too. This is all Metanoia now. Unrest comes back in. They want to bring down Jace. Looks like they will find it and the healing ward. Some nice gold going in the way of Metanoia. Does leave Soup free to his own devices mid. Start getting that XP, this OD. He's quite big with the TP. XP, OD, TP. Tower, mid tower is free. Unless Skystorm has something to say about it. Disruption immediately as he TPs in. Is there follow-up? No, there's not. It's just to get some illusions and harass Soup, who actually comes around the tower, abuses the fact the creep wave is there, drops the Sanity's Eclipse, brings down Swakwoki so low, but can't find the last auto attack, nor can he find the Astral Imprisonment. Mexican now here to cut off Soup's escape route. Battery Assault is pop, but a really nice Astral Imprisonment, and Toxic's there just to help his mid laner escape, or put an Ink Swell on him to deter any would-be follow-up attacks. They can keep going. Gambi. Oh, Gambi's he's hit in the jungle now. Swakwoki will sprout up Soup. Stroke of Fate finds the mark. They want to get the kill. Looks like they're happy to dive. Will find a Doja Cat. Soup picking up that kill, the help of Toxic. Meanwhile, top lane, they're back at it again. Unrest and Skystorm applying the pressure onto Jace and Worm. The Frost Armor, so good. Just nullifies a lot of damage. Voxy's been kind of left alone here. Toxic forced out of the lane as Gambino went to the jungle. Guess he can't compete one-on-one with this Mars. Gambino finds the Berserker's Call on the edge of range, forgetting the Mars. The Karate chop! And down goes Voxy. Axe picks up that kill. Very clean stuff. Hook shot Mexican. He doesn't find the OD. Finds the range creep. Wrong. They look quite similar, but definitely not the same. And Soup will just get out. And Rest trying to man up with Worm. Has to use his time lapse to stay alive. They get a chain frost out. It bounces funny. They want to get the sinister gaze. Maybe Jace goes forward. He does not have the Omni Slash. He just used it. Probably to get down Shadow Demon. Swakwoki now has Medallion. Which is good stuff. Good stuff. We see all of Evo's 3 cores just topping the CS right now. And the disparity between... yeah, the disparity between Swakwoki and Soup is quite large. The 2 mid laners, it's almost about, it's like 11k, a bit less now, 12k, a bit more now. And all you do is sprout him. Like, I feel like OD doesn't really care about getting sprouted. He doesn't like the physical harass that Nature's Prophet can deal out, especially with the Medallion of Courage. Swakwoki, I think he overextended the mark a bit, will get banished, but they do spot. Skystorm comes in, Toxic puts down the Soul Bind. That'll be the disengage for Evo. Voxy's top now, he's got the Arena of Blood. There was a ward here, right in the lane, so they definitely saw him. Not gonna walk out. Soup, they're going to find Swakwoki again. Skystorm's there with a Demonic Purge. The turn onto Wookie. The Sandy's Eclipse. One more Kano will do it. They do kill Soup before Nature's does fall. So Swakwoki sort of gets some of the XP from that, which is really worth it. Top lane, Unrest gets the double kill. They use the Arena. Voxy actually did manage to find the play. Bottom lane, Evo Esports will continue to push. Gambino getting quite big. Probably going to go straight for the Blink Dagger, I'd imagine. They're able to find Weaver quickly. Weaver very elusive, but once locked down suffers from that thing called very little HP. Very little health, very little will to live.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment. Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
Jace finished off the Yasha, going for the Maelstrom.
Radiant's bottom tower
Standard
is
stuff,
under attack.
I would believe. The build order. Nice to have the Manta style, which I'm sure... well, maybe you don't need Manta this game. There's probably going to be an Orchid though out from Swakwoki. Yeah, which he's queuing up. So I'm sure Jace will finish the Maelstrom, finish off the Manta style.
Fortified their structures. Radiant's bottom tower is on.
Bottom, Gambino puts Battle Hunger out. This is a Skystorm with haste. It's not just your vanilla Shadow Demon. He's so fast, I can't keep my camera centered on him. Making farm for Voxy. We'll try to take the stack. Gambino finds the pin. Mexican, they get the hook shot in onto the Zax. Toxic puts out the Soul Bind. Only finds one hero. Now 2 as Voxy comes forward. Gets the Arena of Blood. Gambino's getting nuked down quite slowly. Disruption to keep Mexican alive. Toxic not so lucky. Finds himself the victim of a God's Rebuke. Shield bash to the face. And both the offlane of Evo Esports are brought down. Metanoia now able to push this tier 1 bottom. Get some much needed XP. They really need this. They're slowly falling behind. That Juggernaut getting bigger and bigger. That's what I can only assume is Weaver. Well, the Weaver core not getting bigger and bigger. The Voxy still does count as a core. Soup, never mind. Big TP's in from Evo. Worm and Soup make the movement in. Voxy will be Sinister Gaze right into the tier 1 tower, letting Soup hammer away with the orbs and bring him down. Mars, big HP pool, but that's what OD likes. He wants those big tanky heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests.
Finish up the farm. Jace, he's here. Getting what he can. This is more than enough. Soup will get the eggs finished shortly, I do hope.
Not for you.
DD picked up by Swakwoki. Soup and Toxic hot on his heels. Will give up the chase. Some more Metanoia heroes pour in from the high ground. The hook shot from Clock misses, doesn't find the Outworld Devourer, but the Disruption Wall. This is the setup. Axe, Mars, sorry, Voxy can't get the spear off. There's the Aghanims already out on OD. He gets 2 imprisonments. Mexicans run up the high ground to get the cogs. It's just his death, though. He traps himself in with the enemy with the spear from Voxy. Gambino shows the Blink Dagger, finds the Mars. They get the Soulbind. It's only onto one hero. Gonna pump out a little bit of burst damage. Lich just made the move in. That's a double man Soulbind with the Chain Frost. It's so good. The damage for Evo. The dunk from Max Karate Chop. He's got Ink Swell. Jace 2. Blade Fury. They can't touch him. Swagwuggy goes for the TP. Will not find it. Frost Blast there to clean him up. And Evo Esports kill 3 heroes for the loss of their OD in the mid lane. Really good trade. Even though Soup did die. Definitely an advantage for Evo. Get some nice XP. That net worth lead slowly and slowly continuing to creep in their favor. At 5k gold. Mexican not had the greatest of games so far, but he might be very effective later. Just got to get on the Lich and the Grimstroke. That's kind of what he needs to do. Like, he's been going on these big cores, Axe and OD, and he just can't kill them in time. That Clock is tanky, but not as a support Clock. Toxic just goes for the TP, gets the Inkswell first, double stun, so cheeky. Nice. Lots of circles been drawn
Radiant's top tower
around the Radiant jungle.
Radiant's top tower is
Jace, he's finished the Maelstrom, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got the courier on the way to him. Can now look to try get that Manta style.
Radiant has reinforced their structures.
What's going on in the Radiant jungle? There's an Obs Ward here. Worm and Soup. Banishment on to Voxy. Gambino setting up for the Blink Call. They will find it immediately. Even throw the Chain Frost. Committing everything because Mars is so damn tank. They do get him. Swagwookie now. They get the Demonic Purge onto Worm. He is going to be safely imprisoned by his own ally OD as they turn the attention onto Nature's Prophet. Another call. Little bit of a miscommunication. Mexican and now 2-man cogs and might save the Nature's. No, it doesn't because Hammer is there. From Soup, he gets himself a double the stacks, the poison stacks. Sorry, Shadow Demon, he kills Soup. It was like 5 Shadow Poison stacks, that's enough. It's level 4. And Soup don't have no BKB, don't have no Yules yet. So he will just die to that. Crazy. Karate Chop. Whack. We've seen some cool axe sets. Gambito's also got a really cool axe set. Smack, smack, smack. You do you, sir. Tier 2 bottom will be the attention of Evo. Jace in the front. He's going to go for the S and Y, the Sanjin Yasha. I thought he was going for Manta. Well, I wasn't sure. He actually didn't need it. Voxy gonna set up with his arena plays immediately with the Blade Fury out of that big Colosseum. And he's gonna go straight onto the back lines as Voxy gonna soak up a little bit of a... What happened with that Omni Slash? Sort of did 3 slashes then stopped. Jace now in a lot of trouble. Takes a Demonic Purge. They will find Voxy. Gambino gets the spear. I love it. Is brought down. Worm. This is a very chaotic fight. I'm struggling to follow. Clockwork is stuck in the cogs with the Blade Fury Juggernaut. Not where he wants to be. Healing Ward put down. Voxy going for it. Gambino comes in again with the call. They still got the heals coming from the ward. Jace, he's just hitting the creep wave so they don't take extra damage. Knowing Act can tank it with all that HP he does. Swagwookie get the sprout up onto Jace. He will cut himself away with Culling Blade. Spear finds it. Doesn't pin him to anything though. Like a fly, Gambino goes in again with the blink. Misses. Berserker's call, not enough. Well, not even close. Near an ear, a nearer ear, a nearly eerie ear. Near an ear, a nearer ear, a eerie... I'd swear, but I can't. But I did say the stream isn't for kids, so, to be honest, not my problem. And this isn't for kids. Nah, that's not for kids, just watching OD. He probably like 3-shotted, 4-shotted that Weaver, and they're gonna trap up Voxy 2, Mars. There's so many stacks on this OD. He's got so much Mana pool, look at that, about 3k. Max mana increased by 700. He does a lot of damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tier 2 now in trouble.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
Tier 2 also under pressure in the mid lane as Jace gets to work with that sword of his. It was not a sexual innuendo. I don't know if anyone's ever watched. I'm sure you know David Fincher, the director did like Seven and Fight Club and those types of films. But his belief, or what's founded his career, as he says, is that he believes everyone's pervert. There's a pervert. There's a fantastic interview with us. I'm like, what do you think? Soulbind. This is a bit perverted. It's linking two heroes together. Weaver will be stuck with Nature's Prophet, Swakwoki. But there's no follow-up from Evo. They do find Disruptor, Shadow Demon will get the disruption onto Soup. Jace now with the X-Wall on top of his head, will Manta style, goes for the Omni immediately. Voxy puts up the arena, the Colosseum, but there's nothing to lock inside as Juggernaut. He does Omni Slash out of it, away from the Juggernaut, bring down Swakwoki, the Demonic Purges, they Mexican too, they bring in with a hammer from Soup. It drops Evo to the point where they can take this fight. Gambino finds the call, he's got the Blade Mail, locking down the Weaver. Voxy is dead, and so is whole of Metanoia. This tier 2 tower will definitely be sure to follow. They've got the healing ward. So great about Juggernaut. You can win a team fight and keep on pushing with that regen that ward gives you. But tongue-tied. A soldier's shoulder surely hurts. I'm pretty sure I was saying that ear tongue twister that, got me all confused. I'm just saying.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Soup. Just getting bigger. Soup is bowling. He's so big. Jace trying to queue up the Mjolnir. Thor's legendary hammer. Or in Dota 2, it's also a hammer. But definitely not related to Thor, I don't think. Roshan. Jace gonna go straight in there. Needs some help, needs some tank. He's got healing ward. He'll be alright, and frost armor from Lich. We're more than happy to put that on his core. Smoke from Metanoia. They know that Evo are in the pit. Mexican's going to lead the way with the rocket flare. Goes for the hookshot in. That's going to find 3 heroes inside the cogs. The blink away from one of them. It might not be Axe. Voxy gets himself up. A big Colosseum. Toxic now with the Soulbind. They want to try bring down OD, but Soup, he's in the back. He's making the space. He's getting the intel. He's going to get bigger and bigger as this fight goes along. It just looks like Metanoia can do nothing as Toxic, with the help of his team, Evo, just start running through the rest of Metanoia. Swak somehow survives, and so does Skystorm, but that Roshan is left up. Jace needs to be careful. He takes one slam and it could be a problem. He's trying to get a salve up onto him. Healing ward up in 10. Gotta be careful though, he'll be fine. Oof! Evo! Letting your health drop quite low. Just have a sip of my Oros. Oros keeps me powered. You'd think your teeth might fall out eventually, but I don't know. Seems to be okay.
But I'm worth so much more.
Keep going for the Aether Lens now. After all his other big items, it's still good to go back for it. Just increased range on the Banishment, nice mana regen. And it's a bigger mana pool. So, yeah, might as well. Voxy, they find Soup in the mid lane. Whoops, he says. They don't even use the arena. Probably just caught him on the spear, pinned him against the tree like a butterfly in a glass. Okay, a bit of a pause. Hope the stream's improved. How does that look? Okay, let's try fastest. Oh no. That's atrocious. That's a bit better. Okay, they are back.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
We'll be back to just pushing out the waves. Metanoia very much in the back foot. 19,000 net worth behind Evo Esports. Jace to lead the charge. This Juggernaut finish off the Yolna. It's pretty damn big. Just keep getting bigger and bigger as they go along. Gambino finds the Weaver. Unrest. Caught out of position. Pings. Who's pinging? They know there's a sentry up there. Jace is looking to probably find Mexican. They got the eyes on him though somehow. The banishment there. Imprisonment. Astral imprisonment. And just let... No. Not finished yet. Cogs Mexican fighting for his life. Is this Survivor? Sorry, Toxic says. He'll just clean you up with the stroke fade. Yeah, that just happened. Thank goodness for long range spells. I'll see what I got out.
Radiant's bottom tower is now a pile of dust.
Can't be too confident. High ground pressure now from Evo. They on the low ground looking to go up. Upwards and onwards. Hitting the tier 3. Voxy throws the Spear of Mars immediately. Will be banished. Gets some minus armor. The Germinate from Weaver with the Swarm. How good is the high ground defense of Metanoia? Seems to be fairly decent. They don't have clockwork, but Aegis is also down. Gambino's waiting at the back. He wants the call. Looks like he might go for it. No, just puts a Battle Hunger out onto Skystorm. They got to protect Jace. He's fallen to about 50% HP. Healing order up in 6 seconds. Evo can continue the pressure. Gambino finds the call into Unrest. Immediately, he needs the follow-up damage. There it is. Mexican with a hook shot to the back line. Soulbind, Toxic. He's in a good position. They're going to nuke down a lot of these heroes with the double chain frost. Worm cleans up the kills. And 4 heroes dead on Devotion. A Swagwookie gets a hammer drop down. He is gone. This is the tower. Might be the closing moments of this game 1-2. This game 1-2. T-O-O. Let me split up my vocab. Rex definitely gonna get chopped away pretty quickly. They're gonna immediately set their attention mid. It is got backdoor. It does have backdoor.
Radiant's middle tower is not safe. Radiant's middle barracks need a hero. Radiant's bottom barracks.
Who they've caught. It's caught someone. It's Unrest. Foxy looking forward. He does have the Arena of Blood. Will immediately use it. Gambino finds the Blink call to distract the Mars. They're going to put him in the banishment from Shadow Demon, his own player. Keeping him alive for a little bit longer with the Frost Dome on Gambino. It's keeping him up so damn tanky. The second Soulbind of the game. Fights Clockwork and Unrest. Unrest forces to use the BKB. Trying to focus attention on the soup. Jace just too big. Jace with the ink flow. Jace with the Yola. Jace with the damage. Jace with the double kill. The wicked sick. Gambino also gets a double. Soup is brought down, but it doesn't matter. Evo will take that fight handsomely and go on to push tier 4s. Looking to just end this game. One more buyback from Shadow Demon, but it doesn't matter. Jace is too big. The rest of the team Gambino there just secure the or get the initiations. Toxic finding the lovely soul binds, and Worm holding onto this chain for us. It's been spectacular stuff from Evo. Let's see if they can continue this into game number 2. Ancient starts to fall. Hook shot. Mexican. They're going to banish up Jace. Gambino gets the call onto Shadow Demon. Cogs pushing him back. Soap is back alive. He's going for some kills, and he's definitely finding them while this Ancient just slowly gets arrested. This is just like Evo now playing games with their food, really. Boxy, one more arena of blood for old time's sake. Doesn't have the spear. Yes, he does. Pings Gambino wants to bring down Soup, who's just turning to fight the Mars, and he's got the damage. Bring him down and rest. Gets the Shikuchi. Enough magic burst to kill off OD. Worm will also fall. Evo now look like they're in a bit of a bad spot. Should have just focused the Rex. I mean, not the Rex, the Ancient. They could have ended right there, instead trying to go and run into Fountain and stuff like that. But sloppy.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Oh, that is too good.
Toxic's still alive. For how long? That is the question. Woo! Spear of Mars misses. Why is this guy so fast? Oh, Tranquils, but they're not even working. They give up. They just give up. They can't catch him. So Metanoia will continue to fight, and they didn't. Oh no, guys! They didn't even take the Rex. If you're gonna go for end, you gotta just end, because that is not good. It's just prolonging this game out.
Don't mind if I do. I'll take that as tribute.
Swag Wookie. I don't know what now Metanoia do. They're just gonna farm up their lanes, and perhaps Evo gotta take Roshan again. I don't think they need to. They just gotta play that better. This Jug's actually got a Desolator. That's pretty cool. Don't see that too often. What's Toxic doing?
Invisibility.
Evo's two supports walking hand in hand down the mid lane. Quite a cute sight to see. Smoke will be the play. Jace leading the charge. Gambino's nearby. They need the initiate from Gambino to lock down any of these heroes as Unrest. This is how they start the fight. The setup for Axe. Blink. Call. Finds it. Appears as BKB doesn't help. Toxic with a soul bind onto Shadow Six, Shadow Sky, and Unrest. Though the Shikuchi away. OD starting to get that. Stacks up. Voxy finds a very nice arena. Catches 4 of Evo in the middle. But they just turn and face and they can't deal the damage. The karate chop. The hammer drop. Soup will get himself up and triple kill. And the rack should fall. Evo need to do this correctly now and just end the game. Maybe kill Swakwiki. He did use buyback. He eats an Omni Slash and that's it. No heroes left alive. GHG, well played. Good Hala game, well played. Thank you, Swakwiki, and we'll catch you guys for game 2 shortly.
If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat, and it just goes on. If you leave with me, we'll be on till morning. Then we rinse and repeat.
one. And we hath returned to the second game of Evo Esports, a Metanoia-Devotion in this VS Gaming Premier Division Leg 2 group stages. These are two of the these teams, well, both of these teams are part of the top 10 teams in the country right now and are competing for high stakes, high reward. Evo Esports taking that first game quite comfortably, it must be said. A little bit concerned about the Weaver. 2.0 did mention the Weaver pickup was a bit of an odd one for him, and it did show that it really didn't do that much. Unrest didn't have the... It just wasn't the hero that they needed to make the space that was required to keep that quite running, run-at-you lineup that Evo had. Well, with the X-Call, sort of, not really run-at-you, they just won their lanes really strong. Excuse me.
Radiant team, Dire team.
Visage getting removed, you know? It's interesting that. I wonder who the Visage player is in Devotion.
Radiant team.
Death Prophet will be the final ban. Good stuff. It's always a threat. Clockwork will now be picked up by Evo, so probably Toxic going to be given the chance to run around in that one. Mexican... But it was difficult. He was being forced to initiate on heroes he didn't really want to initiate on. That was probably just good positioning from the Evo supports. They were both very hard for Clockwork to find in that last match.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Metanoia is sponsored by Nexus. Guys in Randburg. How's it doing, brother? You well, eh, kids? Ah, sick, man. That's how we talk in Randburg, by the way. First pick is a slow one for Metanoia. Swakoki really scratching his head with this one. What do you want to draft? And that is quite a question a lot of teams ask themselves. Well, they'd have to.
Dire team pick.
Shadow Demon again. It's good. The save from Disruption is fantastic. Especially against the Clockwork. Whoever gets cogged, it's sort of the natural pick into Clockwork, because whoever gets cogged, you can sort of disrupt them and they live a bit longer, enough for the team to arrive, and they don't take too much of that battery assault. And Tusk, more save. I believe Evo are quite a fan of going for a POS 4 Quap. That's also quite a flexy pick. They can pick it now, and it's not great here though so far. I think Tusk deals with Quap quite nicely.
10 seconds
You can
remaining.
sort of dodge all the damage and lock it down and do lots of physical damage
5 seconds
in a very short space of time.
Radiant team ban. Dire team banned.
There's the Pugner too. It was expected. It's also a bit of a flex pick. This thing can be run from positions, even 5 if you have to. Definitely not POS 1, but 5 through to 2. You could do it. And if you got 4 players that are comfortable in the hero, then pick it.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Naga Siren is banned. Song? What are they got to fear from Song? Ugh.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
They take the Juggernaut. And that's decent. That's good magic resistance. Well, not magic resistance, sorry. Spell immunity that he has to the Blade Fury. You really need that against Pugna. Clockwork as well. It doesn't let you get out of the cogs, but I believe is Battery Assault physical or magical? I'll check. I think it's physical. It makes sense. It's like little... Cool. Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
So it does stop the Battery Assault as well if you get caught in the cogs by Clockwork. Nice pick there. Sort of maybe kind of forcing this Pugna to go mid as well. It could lane against the Jug, it definitely can. It's just not a great lane, it's not a great matchup once Jug gets a lot of spells or a lot of points into his... And a Shadow Demon able to lock down a pos 3 Pugna and keep him in place so Jug can get a full damage spin or get in range to spin on him. And even decrepping yourself is not going to stop. Blade Fury is magical, so you'll just take more damage. So definitely forcing that Pugna to go mid. Or pos 4. But then Clock would go offlane. I'm not sure now. Well, the Pugna's there. Definitely, I feel like it will be Soup's hero, end of the day. IO. Here? We're gonna get some IO play up here in Prem. I haven't seen this in ages. That's dope. I wonder who's gonna take that. Maybe Toxic. He does play it.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I suppose the IO is nice here. You could, possibly save one of your heroes from that nasty, a setup with a disruption or a snowball. If he's caught in a wrong place, taking too much damage from tag team and stuff like that, you could possibly relocate him backwards, just reset the fight. And it's a strong laner. It's just a strong, very strong hero. I do believe. But I'm biased. I like playing it. Not say I'm not good at it. Definitely not like top quality with it, but I have played it a lot.
Radiant team pick.
That is my most played hero, Io. Actually. Axe. Gambino won't get his axe this time. Ursa. That's a good pick. Really good against Axe. And it deals with Juggernaut pretty well. If this is an Ursa IO, I like it. I like it a lot. It'll just be able to keep that Axe alive
10
and,
seconds remaining.
whatever lane it goes, and Axe does want to be pretty near the Ursa.
5 seconds.
Maybe early on he's got decent damage, but not later. Later, Ursa definitely wins that. Especially with an overcharge on to Ursa. And an Enrage, it's just lots of damage resistance. He could tank, the two of them technically could tank an Omni Slash, could possibly Evo ban the Quap because the Void Spirit's out. Last pick techies. What? What am I? Io Pugna Ursa techies. Is this Evo just memeing? Is this watching too much Pushka League Dota? Is too much Virtus Pro is being watched? I don't know. I think I'm confused now. Who's going where? I think this is the offlane techies. Must be the offlane techies. Unless it's a core IO. I don't know. We'll see when they load in. What do you do if you're SWAT Cookie? What do you do if you're Metanoia? Io and Techies. Oh, they're going to go for cheese. They're going to last pick a brood. Fair enough. It looked... I think Metanoia know they're a little bit outmatched here. As they saw last game, just skill-wise. And unfortunately, they definitely can do it. It just doesn't look like they have the synergy that Evo currently have. And when, worst comes to worst, just go for cheese and it'll work or it won't work. Pretty much end of the day, I feel like that's what their plan is. I don't think Brood's an amazing pick here. I feel like Pugner mid will deal with it fairly okay. He's got a lot to clear the spiders out and can just decrypt it himself or the Brood. So it's not a lane winner. But it's going to be Toxic on the Techies, Worm on the IO. The Pos... Gambino on the Pos 3 Clockwork. And Jace will take the Ursa. I love it when I die slow. Last match is Juggernaut 9 for 1 for 5. It's pretty decent. So let's get this game 2 underway, and Io and a Techies together. So I have decreased my graphic settings again. I am just... I know no one likes to see the whole... Oh, you have to see my network information, but I actually need to see it so I can see where it's dropping the most. The reconnect from Worm. So we get this game underway, game 2. Evo Esports and Metanoia-Devotion. E/E boys ready. God, guys, does one of you take, like...
Now, where were we?
Wave's been put down already. Marking her domain in the mid lane is Swakwookie. And this will be Io Ursa. Gambino's a level 25 Clockwork player. Oh, mad. Absolutely mad. He's played Clockwork. That's to get that level, that rank in Dota Plus, level 25. You have to play at least like 400 to 500 games on a hero, and winning helps, but he's probably won quite a lot of them as well. That's why he's up high. The sneaky rune grab from Skystorm. Oh god, do we have a Techies? I haven't seen this play. Like, I'm not sure. I know nothing about this hero. I know I just don't like it in low level games because it just draws them out and makes them like hour long. But it's probably used very different in this situation. I know Virtus Pro had picked it up, and who was the other team that did it? I can't remember the name. But a very good harasser. So 2 fairy fires and a headrest will be Toxic's starting items, just to get good right click. And he'll also play Pos 4 Sniper. He's the type of guy to do it. It just does so much damage. Really good harass in the lane. And Mexican, he's looking for a courier. Toski. He's not going to find any, just creeps. Oh, that's what he wanted already. He's going to cut it. He's going to cut the creeps for his mid laner. That's good, because Axe can just hit the jungle if he runs out of creeps, I suppose. Is he going to get 2 waves? Yeah, he is. He's going to get 2 waves. Nuts. Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, he just blocked the one. Causes the double wave. He's going to cause it to push. That's really good play. I like that. That's now gonna... Is actually gonna push a lot. I completely misunderstood what they're going for. Worm, though, he's aware of this. He will try contest Voxy, who will just soak up this damage. He's got 1 point in the counter helix and 1 point in the berserker's call. Mexican now with the tag team will open up with some attacks onto this Io. He tethers away from them. Nicely done. Finds his own range creep. Trying to get some denies, but Voxy just solves up and gets a lot from that. Really good stuff from Metanoia. Meanwhile, bottom, Toxic looking to maybe go for the suicide. The blast off. He finds the kill under the tower. Will die, but gets it anyway. Maybe it's like just... Techies will be entertaining to watch. Voxy back to his shenanigans. It's a level 3 axe against a level 1 Io because Jace needs the farm and something has to be like you can't just let Axe do this without taking harass. So unfortunately it falls to Worm to sack all his XP and all his chance of farm to deal with Axe. He might get a kill though because Axe is quite low, but Voxy gets a 2-man counter Helix. This is level 2 spin. And with the tether though to the range creep, it's going to pump some damage into that Axe. Mexican now, he uses the tag team. He's holding on to the shards, has enough mana shortly. Won't be able to use it. Swagwiki though, he dives in the tower, does find soup, so perhaps the cheese pick will be the way that Metanoia take this game. If that's how the mid lane continues to go. Just keeps getting kills. Apparently also, I mean, Pugna could try and like cut the mid wave. Soup could maybe do that, but I feel like Metanoia will just kill him. Top, it's just like the last place it seems that either of these teams want the creeps to be as in the respective lanes they're meant to be in. They're like, they want them doing other things. Worm falls bottom, though Jace will pick up Mexican. Voxy goes for the TP out. There is no overpower. Just Fury swipes. And 2 points of ground shock. Earth shock. Let's close that gap. It's nice damage, nice burst. Especially the nerf to overpower. You used to just level that and Fury swipes in lane, but now you take the earth shock. Just gives that little, I mean it's only 3 attacks, yeah, a little bit of extra damage. Little gap close, movement slow, top lane. Talking about being slow, blast off, Toxic might want it. He probably just wants to bait out the Blade Storm, but if he does go in for the blast off and Unrest will Blade Fury, that Techie's probably very dead. He's got a Soul Ring up, just holding on to the so much. Oh, it's so annoying. It's just a pesky hero, isn't it? Banishment. Disruption. Bombs. Toxic. Will pop the Soul Ring. Go for the Suicide. Deny the blast off. He does get it. So everything denied. Just frustrating. And he got the Bounty Rune there too. So just being cheeky once again is Toxic. There's an Obs here now for the Dire. So Metanoia can see the creep wave as it's about to come in. And Voxy will just pick that stuff up. He's now got his Tranquil Boots. So when they are not broken, give some nice HP regen. Passive HP regen. Worm, if they find Mexican in the bottom lane. That's okay, because Voxy's just cutting waves mid. All those spiders go to the techies. Num 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 num, says Toxic. Need some more Oros. But to be fair, as we did mention, so Soup has died in this mid lane, and that's why Swakwiki has more XP. But let's just look at the CS difference. I want to be clear, it's almost twice as much, and guaranteed some of those are jungle creeps, which doesn't provide as much gold or XP, but it's still more than the Broodmother is getting nonetheless. Skystorm is killed top, caught by this dangerous duo. Metakin's here. So is Worm, just letting the Ursa solo because Axe is just going to cut waves. That's what Axe does now. That's what Voxy does to stay in this lane. Metakin snowball onto Gambino. This Clockwork though, he's got overcharge. Worm providing the friendliness that he needs. Well, that Gambino needs. Blade Fury now. Probably kills Io. Yes, it does. Skystorm's in. He's respawned. It's also for the disruption onto Gambino. And that will be the call to disengage for Evo. It's fine, it's a 2-for-1. They get both supports in exchange for one support. So, pretty damn good. Blast off from Toxic. Just throws himself into the middle there. They get one detonate bomb down. What are these bombs even called? Proximity mines. I don't... I've never cast this hero in a game before. This is insane. It's cool to see this. Remote mines, proximity mines, stasis traps, blast off. Just a hero who has an urge to die. Like, he's just got no thought for his own life. He wants to blow things up. Boom, boom, boom. Puts down bombs. What's Soup got on the way to him? Just some clarities. Voxy still cutting the wave. Making use of that spin and that ring. Oh, he catches Worm on the edge of that Berserker's Rage, so he doesn't spin at all. So Worm can just walk it off. Someone's catching outposts. It's Voxy. Just being a pest. Good play. I love it going for the... the wave pool to maybe like drag some aggro onto this axe or cause some issues with the general aggro, but it's so difficult. That axe will not be stopped right now. Swak, he's gonna find Soup again in the mid lane. Just soloing him. It's pretty easy to dodge the Nether Blast, that's also a problem. What's Toxic doing on this side? He's putting bombs down. He's blowing up creep waves. He wants the wave to push. Ooh! Skystorm just picks up some free gold. So at least you get gold when you hit them. Wow! Look at all those spiders. All those spiderlings. Voxy's still cutting waves though. Jace, he's attracted the attention, caught his eye, some would say. Voxy pulls the Ursa into the creep wave, gets more spins, gets the call, gets the dunk. Jace is dead and leaves Worm alive alone to fend for himself in this cruel, cruel world. Soap is there with the Decrepified Nether Blast and the Life Drain, but not in range. He popped him, but too early, and he turns around. Voxy finds a two-man Berserker's Call again, but no spins. They're going to bring in Swakwiki. This looks like a nice kill for Brute to possibly wrap up some kills, and we'll pop through Worm, and now Soup in a lot of danger. This is the rundown. No getaway from the Spider Lady on 8 legs with all the little children. Terrifying, really. And that seemed a bit odd. Top lane, meanwhile, Metakin will fall, leaving Skystorm alone to fend for himself. But Swakwiki can get himself a double. So does Gambino, which is really good for them. I don't know how the Jug died. He died to the bombs. He must have been... Toxic killed him. Of course he did. some of those remote mines. Tickies is now level 6. The nightmare continues, if you're a Metanoia fan.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Soup. Hook shot. Gambino finds Swakwookie. They're going to tether in as well, but that Broodmother can just walk over the cogs because she's in her own spider web. I didn't know that's how it worked. I don't think Evo did either. Toxic again will find Unrest. Where did he die?
Got it.
Somewhere here, clearly.
Dire's bottom tower
We're in
is
the jungle somewhere. I don't know. Where is this tech he's been bombing? Been mining. Mid Soup's back there with running forward. He could die again, Soup. Will decrypt himself and he's just burst down. Swakwookie's on a mega kill. Was that the play there? I feel like he definitely needed to decrepify the Broodmother, get some life drain on her. Try to keep himself alive. I know the spiderlings would keep attacking him, but it might have been enough. I suppose the other way, because that's a max level 4 spawn spiderlings. It does a lot of damage. 380 already, just base. With Decrepify, amp magic damage like amp on it. Oh, jeez! Jace just bashing! Voxy! Not alive anymore. That can be said. The Skull Basher Rush on Jace proving to be an invaluable pickup. Toxic's back top. Gonna duke it out with Skystorm, who throws the disruption. Mexican's in the area, can engage, but Gambino finds it first. Gets the long-range hook shot onto the Shadow Demon. Shards from Tusk. Doesn't really block anyone or no one. Soup's also top, looking for kills, quite hungry. Needs to make up for a bit of that mid lane. Swakwookie just gonna dive under the tower tech. He's there, Toxic. This is a level 2 dive. Last off forward. Is Swakwookie gonna turn and go for the kill? Looks like he might just do that. And Toxic will let himself fall. This Brood. Oh, the Earth Shock is not enough to kill him. But Gambino's Rocket Flare is nicely done. That's a lot of gold. 7 times kill streak. But that Brood, I wonder if it can keep doing that or do that. What are the tools they need to shut down this Brood? Soup, he's in trouble again. Will be the focus of Mexican and Unrest. The Blade Fury committed from Juggernaut. Gambino's there. He's got the Battery Assault. Jug will pop the Omni Slash to try and get some of this damage down on Soup. But he's got Io tethered to him. He got the life drain off too. And Mexican and Soup's still alive. He's still fighting. Gambino drags Unrest back into the bombs. And Toxic will help to find Mexican. Whilst Gambino gets the final right click onto Unrest. And Eva picked themselves up 2 kills on the top lane. That was really nicely done. Top tier 1 will fall quite quick.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
Boom goes the Nether Blast. Ah goes the tower.
Is under attack.
Jace going for the straight Abyssal Blaster. Abyssal Blade.
Middle tower may need a
Gambino, they find Shadow Demon again. Just happy to commit the clockwork. Voxy. He's got the Blink Dagger, will blink away. That might have revealed the fact that he had a Blink Dagger. So even now know that. Mid tower will fall to the Swakwookie monster that is Broodmother. Or the Brood monster. The Broodmother monster that is Swakwookie.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This guy just go and go and go.
Dire's bottom tower.
Soup for all that CS is really not high up on the net worth. Because he showed there's such a big difference between farming creeps and, well, lane creeps and jungle creeps. Swakwookie can just keep farming everything on the side of Evo's jungle. Well, Evo's side of the river. Maybe this is the chance to pin him down. They definitely need a hook shot. They definitely need a lot of heroes to rotate mid if they have every chance of picking up this Broodmother hook shot. You're going to guarantee to land that one with all the spiderlings sitting around. Soup will be awkward, the victim of one, and is burst down immediately. Worm couldn't keep him alive even with the overcharge. Swakwookie just getting to work here. Gambino's left alone. He pops the blade mail. Toxic with the blast off to silence up the Brood, but she picks up a double kill and just scampers out on all fours. All eight. All eights. She just scampers out. That's insane. They didn't know she had the Orchid, or maybe thought they could deal with her. This Brood becoming a little bit of a problem currently, but Jay's still farming happily away as any Ursa would like to in the bottom lane.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped, my caster says.
Dire's bottom tower lies in ruins.
So they do get it. Will there be any defense from Evo? Top. Gambino, the victim of a Berserker's Call. Voxy using the Blink Dagger to get on, and there's a lot of Metanoia heroes here using the Demonic Purge 2. Blast off from Toxic. Doesn't find anyone. Toxic. He can't keep Gambino alive. They do reload in with the Ursa. The Bash is unrest. He's dead. 6 seconds left on this relocate until Ursa and Io need to go back bottom. Do they clean up anyone else? Never mind. Io just goes, leaving Jace top to run down this poor Skystorm support. This Shadow Demon. Oh, it's just a bad feeling. You get left alone like that. And he goes straight to tether the siege creep bottom. Nicely done. They do find themselves a lot. Evo Gaming do. Evo Esports find themselves a lot in the last minute or so. Getting 2 kills in a tower. Tier 2 tower. Toxic almost done with the Guardian Greaves. And he finds the Brood. Where's he been bombing? I don't see this. It's really good though. He's killed Juggernaut twice while he's AFK farming and Broodmother. Double damage.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
Nice little bottle switch here to make sure that Soup gets a full bottle. Jace will get the double damage rune though when he does decide to use it. Call. Voxy finds 2. Gambino and Jace. The Demonic Purge thrown out onto this Ursa, who immediately uses the Missile Blade forward onto Skystorm. They want to bring him down, but they cannot. The banishment there. And rest now. He starts the fight with the Blade Fury. Jace will kill off Shadow Demon in the back lines. They do bring down Voxy to the rest of the supports. Gambino finds a hook shot onto his own teammate in the back. That's not what you want up the backside. Not entirely attractive point of view. Probably Soup will clean up Mexican though in the tree line.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Evo to continue the push to the tier 2. Swakwookie forced to push the other lanes. They're not even fast. This is actually the thing. Brood is fat, but it can't take these. I don't think it wins these big team fights, these big engagements. Ursa, if it's able to get onto Brood with that Abyssal Blade, is pretty large. And now the fact that Techies has got a Guardian Greaves, it's more sustain onto the Io, who pumps that into whichever hero he's tethered to. And Toxic can purge off the silence that the Orchid of Malevolence will bring onto him. Let him get some spells off. Let him maybe get a good blast off, a good stasis trap onto any of Metanoia's heroes. And they can just defend Ursa now in the pit. Gambino coming into tank. Swakwookie playing around in the tree line, farming the camp. They know he's there. Call. Voxy finds 3 in the pit, but the bombs, the remote mines from Techies already down in place. They kill off Axe like he's nothing, and Jace picks up the Aegis of the Immortal. Bounty Rune spawn 2. They ping out Swakwookie's Broodmother. So fast though. Hook shot. Gambino looks like they find a blast off from Techies. That's the silence, but where's the follow-up lockdown? It's just not there. Oh, it is the relocated from Worm and Jace. Nicely done.
Got it.
Clean play from Evo. What do they do with this Aegis now? Just farm? I hope not. Definitely want to take this top tier 2 tower with the pushing power of Pugna and a level 17 Ursa who has an Abyssal Blade and is working his way towards that Satanic.
Isn't well at the moment. Is under attack.
No one gets the gold from it though, which does suck a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Evo up into the high ground. There's 4 Metanoia heroes bottom, which is not great because I don't think Evo care about that tier 1. If they can get a tier 3 in exchange, it's far better. Jay starts whacking away. Fortification committed by the Dire, protecting those buildings for 5 seconds and giving the towers multi-shot. Well, tier 2 and tier 3 towers. Nice bombs. They're going to go forward. Jace. That's the Abyssal Blade. Held on to it. Voxy brought down by Techies. And the Omni Slash now on. Race commits. It's Wakwiki. Looks to go forward. Mexican with the snowball in. He's immediately hookshotted by Gambino. Traps him up. They will try to burst down Ursa. But he's very, very tanky, and Reyes barely survives. Gambino's got the Aghanims clearly because he just hook shots for a second time and finds another target, and that's Shadow Demon. Voxy, he's brought back. If he dies, that is dieback. And Metanoia need their axe so badly. Evo will just push the tower. They didn't even drop Aegis there. Swakwiki, he goes on to Worm, the turnaround, the first hit bash from Jace, Unrested, Juggernaut, he doesn't have the damage, he doesn't have the healing ward either. Evo will clean up, Mexican falling down, the Sursa, too big, they find Broodmother too. The bash god is with Jace today. Lots of first hit, second hit bashes.
That was it for Dire's top barracks.
I think this game might be called fairly soon. I don't see how Metanoia turn this around. Maybe one for team fight for the boys and girls. As Evo just hack away at this tower.
Dire's middle tower.
Hio picks up the BOTs just to get here so they can take buildings faster. Probably get megas. Second set of racks will fall. And Evo, they don't stop there. Just want to use the Aegis. Got to position carefully. Make sure that only Ursa and Ursa only are calling the call, preferably. Axe actually doesn't like Ursa hitting him, which is what Berserker's call forces it to do. The ping's on the side. There's no one in the tree lines, though. Metanoia, they're going to set up for one more fight. The Heaven's Helmet disarm onto Swakwiki. The Stasher Trap, it holds Voxy in place. He can't get the Blink, the Tornado, the focus on the Ursa. That's just the Aegis of the Immortal. Evolution, Evo Gaming still up on the high ground. Hookshot Gambino finds the Broodmother. Swakwiki able to just walk over the top of those cogs as Jace finds Shadow Demon in the back. Unrest, he can't get nothing. He doesn't have Omni Slash available. It's up now. The 1 second cooldown just timed off. Voxy will get the call onto Gambino as the Omni Slash committed onto Jace. He just enrages through that, soaking up the damage. He's got Worm tethered to him, and Worm giving him the sustain that he needs. They even tether out forward to the run to the fountain to try and get that. The dunk! Foxy wanted the Io, but he missed the charge, and now he finds Ursa's talons as his only consequence. Oh, my mouth is dry. Jace, the call, the Earthshock away from Max. Now he turns to fight. He doesn't have Aegis this time, but doesn't look like he gives a damn. He's left alone by the rest of his team, who are just focusing on taking towers. Well, that's what Toxic's doing. Gambino trying to force the rest of the heroes away. Enrage, force disruption from Skystorm, keeping Voxy alive for a little bit longer, but it's just not enough. Axe is dead for a 4th time in the past 5 minutes. It feels bad. This is what Ursa does. Not anything to do with the Axe pick. Just Ursa likes those heroes. And he eats them up for breakfast. Evo, Soup, gonna try regen up some HP from the range creep with the life drain. They do get Jace on top of the Broodmother, who will be immediately disrupted by a Shadow Demon, keeping her alive for moments longer. But the life drain has the range to find the kill. Mexican, he's in a lot of trouble. Will snowball forward, immediately turns around as Jace, the big man with the help of the clockwork, locking down these supports. And GG finally called by Metanoia. Evo take this 2 games to none. And thank you for that, guys. That was quite a good. Sorry for the tech issues. Still working on them. I would appreciate any help if any of you guys can who have knowledge with streaming. You just DM me or whatever the cool kids do these days. But until Saturday, which we are casting Sin 5 and XD, I will see you then.